Good afternoon. I can say that now because it's afternoon.
Yeah. And because you're a big boy, you know how to talk.
That's right. So have you ever wondered where most people get started in real estate investing? Right after this. I'm either too slow or too fast.
Yeah, he's too something.
It's always a balancing act. Hello, I'm Bill Fairman, Wendy Sweet, and Jonathan Davis. We are Carolina Capital Management. We are lenders in the Southeast. So if you are interested in borrowing money, go to carolinahardmoney.com.
Who doesn't want to borrow money?
That's right. No. Click on the Apply Now tab. If you're an investor looking for passive returns, click on the Accredited Investor tab. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell, all that good stuff. We would like this to be a interactive arrangement. So we do have a chat box either on the right of the screen or underneath, depending on the platform you're viewing from. And this is our Ask an Ugly Question segment. However, we're not going to ask the ugly question because we always have breaking news.
Oh, no. Into one of our houses we're renovating for the third time.
Okay, so with that said, picking a better neighborhood.
No, that's yeah. I can't argue with that.
So breaking news. So first time unemployment figures came out again this morning, and they were about, I don't know,
22,000
higher than what they expected.
Yeah.
They were looking around 770 something, and they came in at 790 something.
Okay.
So they've actually increased a little bit. It's funny. I was talking about the unemployment picture. When the numbers came out earlier or Friday, I think it was, the government numbers, the actual unemployment rate went down, even though there's more people applying for unemployment. How does that happen?
Is that new applications, or would that just be?
No, it's just the rate of unemployment.
Okay.
It went down to 6.3 from 6.5.
But
so
the rate of applications.
Yeah, there's more people that lost jobs, but the unemployment rate went down. So here's what happens.
This is fake news, Bill.
If you want to, and I heard
that's exactly right. That's exactly what it sounds like. Fake news.
I heard.
What numbers can I make up today?
I got this from another guy, and it was pretty funny about it. If you want to lose 500,000 people, just ask the Labor Department where they are.
That's true. Yeah.
So basically, what has happened is that 400,000 people decided that looking for a job was no longer an option. So they're out of the workforce. They're decided not to, even though they're unemployed, they're not counted as unemployed because they stopped looking for a job.
Maybe they just didn't turn in the paperwork.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So
maybe they're fed up. I mean, that's what is so confusing about what's going on right now, because I've never seen anything like this, where it's just a roller coaster and you don't really know what's driving anything, because, commercial real estate is hurting, like for office space and things like that. And then you've got the industrial commercial is exploding. You have some apartment complexes that are kind of hurting because it's overbuilt, or people don't want to be so close together. And then other areas, apartment complexes are exploding. And it's just really a strange circumstance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of, logistics and migration patterns. I mean, that's
a great point. That's a great point. Like they just, American Airlines just, announced that their numbers are way down. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure every airline is. And, we've got 13,000 employees that work for American Airlines
Wow.
here in Charlotte. And that doesn't account for all of the other airlines that have people working out plus the airport itself. And they just
And all
renovated
and the
it.
secondary jobs that support
Exactly.
American
The
Airlines or
parking,
the-
parking garage, my shuttle driver and, all of that good stuff. It's
Well,
amazing.
This is why in business you have to be flexible. We were somewhat touching on this in our interview with Dr. David Phelps earlier,
Which was awesome. So if you
Um,
missed it, you're gonna have to get on YouTube and look for it, right?
yeah, there'll be a replay here
Yeah,
shortly.
yeah.
But that said, you have to be flexible in everything that you do because things are likely to change. That's why the real estate business, for some people, is going to go down. For other
Mhm.
people, it's going to go up. Hospitality is going down because it was affected by the pandemic.
Yeah, and how are the hotels gonna survive this?
Well,
I
they'll
don't know
figure out a way.
the debt that the hotels have probably accumulated.
It's huge.
I don't know the number offhand, but it's in the billions, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
can't imagine.
Well, listen, there's always going to be a place for the large complexes, but we now have more choices for vacation utilizing short-term rentals as
Mhm.
vacation spots
Yay!
instead of,
My favorite.
the hotels. And if you're a family on vacation, you're more than likely to rent a house versus going to a hotel.
Mhm.
If you're, couples,
Yeah.
you could be empty nester couples, you could be couples without children that are young. They're probably going to drift more towards hotels because they have the different amenities.
Mhm.
Well, it could be. I look at this even before the pandemic. I mean, people with families automatically drifted towards Airbnbs. I mean, I know when I traveled, it was just more convenient to have that. But when I traveled for business, the hotel is always more convenient.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and business travel is, it's almost non-existent at this
Yeah.
point. So
Listen,
that's in my opinion, one of the big factors on hotels.
Yeah.
Is there's no
Business-
business
And
travel.
look at the money
business
we've
travel-
saved.
Business travel is not going to go away. It's just not going to be utilized as much as it had been in the past. You're going to see a lot less of it internationally.
Mm.
You're going to see more of it. You're going to see more business travel domestically. But let's face it, you're not going to go to as many places as you used to because it's not necessary.
Right.
Why do you say business travel domestically is going to go increase? Are you saying increase from where it is now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It will come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
But is it going to be to those same levels? I doubt it. I know in our business, we looked at events that we would go to, and we're saying, you know what? Is it really worth it?
I mean, we just bought a $600 plane ticket to get 2 free cocktails.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't
And I
take
don't
you long
even-
to realize that's not a good
I
investment.
don't even really drink, so it was,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
really worthless
Yeah.
for me.
Now, listen, that's not to say when we first got into business that travel that we did to these certain events didn't help promote
Sure,
us
it did.
and
sure,
get where we were.
absolutely.
But you, it's just like anything else in your real estate portfolio. You're always looking at your portfolio to
Mhm.
see what's working for you, what you may have some tied up, lazy money in that you might need to change and get working a little bit more. Same thing with the events that you're going to. You just don't continue to go to the events because you always have gone to those events. Are they now paying you back what it's worth in going your time? Number one,
Mhm.
plus
The
the money that you spend doing it.
Yeah, which is great. And because on the chat, you can see where we're doing the Cash Flow Expo on February 18th through the 20th. And we had Fred Rui, boy, his name is hard to say, on the show last week talking about this Cash Flow Expo. And I think he started it 3 years ago before everybody did online stuff. And I remember when he first sent me the email that, hey, would you like to speak on this? And you probably remember, I was like, no, that can't be good. That's not going to do any good. So we did it and did our recording for the show, and we could not believe the response we got out of it.
Yeah.
And so he's really ahead of the game on putting on events like that. And I've been just amazed at, David Phelps, we just had him on the previous show, the way that the Freedom Founder Mastermind, how awesome they've done, just putting that together and making you feel like you're really there, like you're really in these individual chat rooms and you're really having cocktails with the other people that are there. And just what you get out of it, you still get the benefit out of it. So people have really been able to take it to a higher level.
And again, who is it going to hurt? It's going to hurt the major hotels with the big rooms. They don't have to rent as large a room anymore because now you need a smaller room because fewer people are going.
Right.
But you still have the people that are, if you want to do a hybrid event where you can still have people online and you still have people that are there at the event, it kind of mixes in pretty well.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool with our, the last one we did was that Trusted Advisor event with Freedom Founders. Bill and I showed up. Jonathan was online, and we all did the same thing while we were there. So it was.
Yeah, I'd say about half. It was about half and half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was. What were there? Probably 12 online. Is that about that many?
Well, we had 20, maybe 25 in the room, but it was just amazing how smooth that went, and I got a lot out of it. It was pretty neat.
Except the one part where I kicked out the outlet or the cords
where
and
you
knocked
turned
all the
everything
power off.
We won't talk about that.
Listen, before I forget, mortgage numbers, rates are still pretty much the same. You get a 30-year Fannie Freddie loan for 2.7%. And then a 15 was 2.1 something.
They're giving money away.
That's
that said,
free money. Free money.
Refinance applications have dropped 7% from last year at this time. No, I'm sorry. They dropped this month from last month. However, they're like 70-something% above last year.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
but they've already refinanced it, everybody. I think we can count on seeing that continue
I
to
don't know, 70%.
drop slightly.
That's a lot.
I mean, the only thing is, you know, if they,
It's now cash out.
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, it's now cash out. But if they start loosening up the credit boxes for them, you'll have more people that come
That's
into
true.
them. Yeah.
That's true.
People now aren't refinancing because they can get a lower rate. People are now refinancing because their equity has gotten so high.
They want to take
They
cash.
can take cash off the table and either invest it or save it because of the unknown. You don't know. You might as well take that money out.
And
put
it's
it in the
free.
bank. So
Almost.
pretty close. Now, purchase money applications have decreased a little bit too in certain segments.
Mhm.
So in the affordable housing side, they have dropped a bit because affordability is starting to become an issue,
Hard to
and
find, yeah.
it's supply.
Yes,
Mhm.
It's a very low supply of affordable homes. However, in the mid to upper column income homes, there's still plenty of supply for those. And by the way,
At least 3 days worth.
applications are still high for those.
Yeah, they are.
And
What
an
is that? Is
interesting-
that like a 350 to 6?
it's more like 500 and up.
500.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So if you're in the
And it-
affordable market, don't have fear thinking, hey, I'm rehabbing these houses in the affordable arena. Don't have fear thinking that you're not going to be able to sell them. They're still flying
they're
off the
down
shelf.
because too many people can't find houses.
Yeah,
to
you don't
move
have any
into.
competition.
So
So
you need to look at the days on market on
Yeah.
it, not the application.
Yeah, there's not enough of them
Absolutely.
around. What was interesting, an interesting
Yeah.
statistic was that 50% of the purchase money applications were second homes.
really
Yes.
interesting. And we don't like to lend in resort areas.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that a resort area is just second home.
yeah,
So you have people that can now work away from
where they're living.
where they're current.
Yeah.
Let's assume they have a home in the city.
And one in the
one of the
country.
bigger cities.
Mhm.
And they want to go into another area that they can get away from it all, get more house for the money.
Mhm.
Rates are so low right now, you
Mhm.
might as well buy them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then worst case scenario, you can either retire there or sell one of them and still make up for it. So
Yeah.
it was pretty interesting that 50% of the purchase money applications were
For
second
second
homes.
home.
That is interesting.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've used up almost all of our time
No.
on our on our part, and we haven't even asked the ugly question. So, time for the ugly question. Would you like to ask it?
I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
Has something to do with wholesaling. There we go. Why do real estate investors tend to start with wholesaling?
I'll let you guys go first.
That's because you don't have an answer.
No, I have an answer. I'm
You want to take it?
Hey, well, I'll start.
Sure.
That's a thing that I recommend to a lot of people. You know, when people are calling me and they're new into the business, and the problem is they don't have any money. They don't have any money to bring to the table when they close. They don't have any money to take care of the contractor if something goes
But
wrong,
that's why they
or they
went
have
and
bad
got-
credit score.
went to a hard money lender because you don't need any money, right?
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be nice? There used to be that way a
Yeah.
long time ago.
Long time ago.
When hard money was easily available. But and the only thing, you know, the hard part about, you know, funneling people toward the wholesaling is, in order to be a good wholesaler, you need to understand investing. You can't just jump in and not know what you're doing. And what I mean by that is you need to know how to calculate a deal. You need to look at a house and get a good idea of what it's going to cost to fix it up.
Mhm.
You need to look at that house and know what it would sell when it's fixed up. And what is it going to be when it grows up? Is it going to be a rental property? Is this going to be a fix and flip kind of property? You need to understand all of that, and you don't know it by, you know, just waking up one day and watching Home and Garden TV, right?
I mean, I don't know. Everything I've learned is from HGTV. But no, I mean, wholesaling, it's the easiest to get into because,
Mhm.
like Wendy said, it doesn't require any capital up front. All it requires is time. So if you want to get in and learn the business and you have time, then that it's the best route to do that, because like you said, you learn the art of the deal. You learn, well, they want 60,000 for this house, but all the comps in the area are comping out after repaired at 110, and it's going to cost $30,000 to do the repairs.
Mhm.
We're like, well, man, you're into 90 for a 110. Like, there's not much skin in that one to make a profit. So it helps you develop the ability to look, like you said, to look at a property,
Yeah.
look at a deal, and analyze it, which will help you when you get to the next phase, which would be when you want to become a borrower and flip a house, or do
Or
long-term
buy and
rental,
hold.
buy and hold, whatever it is. It's going to help you, because learning how to analyze a property and analyze a deal is the most crucial step. You make or lose all of your money on the purchase of the asset.
Real estate 101.
So you learn that very quickly in wholesaling. You get a property under contract, and every investor that you're trying to sell it to says you're crazy. That's a ridiculous price. And you just made a really big
big mistake.
big mistake that's going to
So,
cost you some earnest money.
You're so right. You are so right. And people say, well, how can I get into it? I always suggest that you find a wholesaler
Mhm.
that's already wholesaling and say, let me be your bird dog.
Yeah.
And they're happy to teach you the ropes. They'd love to have somebody that's willing to, park on a road at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning and,
And stalk the neighborhood.
well, you do. You stalk the neighborhood. You walk up to the front door, you knock on it, and then you do it at 10 o'clock on a Saturday because everybody's home.
Yeah.
They're washing their cars. They're going to the grocery store. Their kids
Making
are
breakfast
watching
in their
TV. Yeah, they're raking leaves. They're at home. And if you arm yourself with a clipboard, it's better than a weapon.
Oh, man, if you carry a clipboard, oh my gosh,
That's
people
right.
will almost invite you into their house
That's the
because
truth.
of the authority of the clipboard.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I don't know why. It just is.
Yeah.
But I tell people, knock on the door, say, hey, my name is Joe Smith and I love this neighborhood. I'm an investor and I'm interested in buying houses. Do you know anybody in this area that is interested in selling? You never ask them directly because it might offend them.
Yeah.
But do you know anybody? And they're either going to tell you to get off their porch, or they're going to say, yes, as a matter of fact, blah, 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 blah. And then they start to fill you in on everybody in the neighborhood.
Yep.
And all you need is one street to hit one street, and the leads you'll pick up. then you take that lead, you take it to the wholesaler you're working with, and they can negotiate stuff.
Mhm.
That's how you learn.
Yep.
And to me, that's better than a bandit sign. It's better than mailers. I think it's
Not discounted. Bandit signs work.
absolutely they do.
Mailers work.
They do.
But
And
the
just so you know
expensive.
what a bandit sign is,
Oh, good
that
point.
means it's one of those little election looking signs, or the "we clean out gutter" signs that you see
Or
on
we
the
buy
side of the road.
houses.
That's a bandit sign. They call it a bandit sign because most municipalities don't allow them to be there.
Yeah.
So you're doing it not legally,
Yeah.
but usually all they do is pick them up and throw them away.
That's right. And you just put another one down.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's mailers. I mean those, if you can get lists and you can create your own software to scrape data off of, like a GIS software or something like that, or or the county's website, and you can do that and send out mailers. Now it's
you can buy lists.
and you can buy lists. It's less of your time that you're spending, but it's gonna cost money to send those out. And then you're gonna have,
Absolutely.
like, for every 1,000 mailers you send out, you might only get 2 to 5 responses.
And half of those will be, don't ever mail me anything again.
Yeah.
So you got to be
Yeah.
careful about that. And I think what's important too is we get mail all the time, because not only are we lenders on houses, but we're also owners of houses. And I am amazed at the amount of mail that we get. Hey, I want to buy your house, on houses that were sold over a year ago, and we're not the owners on it. So the point is, I want to call that person and go, you just paid money for a list that really bites.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
So you got to be careful where you're buying your list from, and the value of what's on that list.
Well,
How
I mean,
updated is it?
I have a property that's actually 4 houses on one parcel, so technically it's a 4-plex. But I get I get mailers all the time for one house.
Yeah.
On there, and I call them like, well, if you buy this one, you have to buy all the others.
And they don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's they're just taking pictures off of what Google Earth is showing them, or Zillow is showing them, and move forward from there. Did you have something you wanted to say?
I was going to say, did you want to hear my answer as well?
I guess. Well, we finally got a chance.
Well, I don't know.
To talk.
I feel like Wendy and I adequately answered it. I don't see
You
how
did
much
leave one
Can
out.
you improve on what we've already said? Is that possible?
You left one thing out.
Oh, I knew we messed up.
You're less likely to lose a chunk of change, because the worst thing that can happen when you're a wholesaler is that you overbuy.
Bill, that was implied
Or
in you don't
over-offer.
need much money to start.
No, that you don't need much money to get in and purchase it.
Right.
But can you lose money?
Well,
Well,
if you're
you
just
can.
a bird dog, you
But-
can't.
Well, that's true. But if you're the wholesaler and you're the one that gets it under contract,
And so you put
and
your
you put
$500 down,
you
or
put a down
$250
payment down or a deposit,
you could
Yeah.
lose
that.
it.
you could lose that $500. And
Yeah.
$500 to learn a valuable lesson is a very small amount.
That's exactly
$500
right.
is a very cheap fee. I mean,
To learn
you
a
go,
lesson.
you go to some of these educational classes.
Throw some zeros on that, Bubba.
Yeah. Real world. It teaches you faster and sometimes cheaper than those
That's right.
educational courses.
That's
But that
exactly
said,
right.
it's not, just like they said, this is not a beginner's game. We have friends in Collective Genius that have built multi-million-dollar businesses
Wholesaling. That's
on
right.
doing nothing but wholesaling.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
And they are thriving businesses, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
continue to grow, even
Land.
with the low supply.
Mhm.
that's
I
out
mean, and they built multi-million-dollar businesses in one city.
Yeah.
Like that's how much success that they've had. Like you don't have to do I have to cover all. I guess I got to cover all of North Carolina. It's like no, you pick, like you said, like pick a neighborhood.
yeah.
Pick a neighborhood. Start there.
Yeah. A street.
A street.
I really believe a street will work. And you just need to not be afraid to knock on somebody's door. That clipboard will stop a bullet. It will
Put
protect you.
a visor on
Yeah.
there. Yeah, man.
And smile. That's key. You got to smile.
Oh.
So Wendy was tapping me because I was looking at my phone. But
Yeah. What are you
I
laughing
had
at?
Deanna texted me saying, "I'm looking at the Ugly Question Show." Deanna, we have a chat box. Anyway, thanks for watching.
She's Lithuanian. She didn't get it.
All right, guys. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, but yes, wholesaling is the easiest way to get in. Now, like we said, it's the easiest because it requires the least amount of money,
Mhm.
but it is the most time consuming. If you become like you will never spend more time, in my opinion, I may be wrong, but more time in real estate or doing work than as a wholesaler.
And your timing is important. When
Mhm.
you get a lead coming in, you need to respond right then. It's
Yeah.
not, you
Oh,
can't
you're
put
always
the phone
on.
call
Yeah.
off.
Oh yeah, if someone texts you, responds to like a text message that you sent out or
You
something
better be
at
ready.
9 o'clock at night, you got to get on it.
That's exactly
there's
right.
there's no stopping.
Because there's 10 people, 10
Yeah.
more people behind you.
I mean,
knocking on
someone
your
texts
door.
me at 9 o'clock, I ignore it. But
Yeah. Me too, unless it's my parents.
Oh, there's Deanna.
Yeah.
Big smiley face. All right. It was a pleasure serving you.
Bill wants to wrap it up early because he didn't get to talk much.
And we're right on time. What are you talking
We
about?
are. We are.
And yeah, I'm a little disappointed I didn't get to ramble on. So that concludes another wonderful
See, you can't even talk.
episode of Ask an Ugly Question.
Get it
We
right
are
answered.
Active Income Passive Wealth Show. We are Carolina Capital Management, and we make loans in the Southeast for real estate investors. If you're interested in borrowing money, then go to carolinahardmoney.com. Click on the Apply Now button. If you're a passive investor looking for passive returns, click on the Accredited Investor tab. Don't forget
to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell.
See, this is the problem. If I don't talk most of the time, I don't have the throat lubed up. Okay. That was a bad picture.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's like no one wants to think about your throat.
So we'll leave you with that, folks. Thank
Oh.
you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Don't
Yeah,
close your eyes.
That was wonderful. Have a great day.